is Sunday, the 25th of June, 2017. I'm in front of the Unitarian Church in Montreal, engaged in my alternative spiritual practice of protesting against Unitarian Universalist injustices, abuses, and hypocrisy. And we're looking at the mission statement of the Unitarian Church of Montreal on its wayside pulpit, or what I like to sarcastically refer to as the wayward pulpit, because essentially what is written here very often contrasts with the actual behavior of Montreal Unitarians. In this case, it doesn't. This is the mission statement, and it is so vague and open to interpretation, both negative and positive, that it ultimately doesn't really say anything. It's essentially quite meaningless because it can be so broadly interpreted as, either positive or indeed negative. Down at the bottom there, together we take action in the world. Well, just a few minutes ago, Shoshana Green, one of the lay chaplains of the Unitarian Church of Montreal, or possibly the only lay chaplain of the Unitarian Church of Montreal, came out of the church as I was talking to a passerby, and it was very clear that she was waiting out there to basically give the Unitarian Church of Montreal side of the story to this passerby who I was having conversation with. So that's one of the actions that Montreal Unitarians take in the world, is that, when I'm protesting and people are seeing, picket signs that say things like atheist Unitarian Universalists are accusing me of blasphemy and this and that, Unitarians cover up child sex abuse, that sort of thing. What Montreal Unitarians often do is try to feed the public with a highly misleading version of the truth. And basically, I don't know exactly what they do say, but I have seen some written examples of documents, letters that Montreal Unitarians do distribute to people, and it basically is highly misleading half-truths. So in other words, what is true in there is only a partial truth and doesn't tell the whole truth, and therefore is highly misleading. And then, some outright lies, quite frankly. And what happened is this woman who I was speaking with just wasn't interested in talking to Shoshana Green. She just walked off and said something about crazy liberals as she was leaving, within earshot of Shoshana Green. And Shoshana Green went storming into the church, apparently disappointed and maybe even angry that she was unable to feed bullshit to this woman, because that's what it comes down to. Yes, one of the actions that Montreal Unitarians take in the world is to feed bullshit to people. Certainly they feed bullshit to people regarding why I'm outside the church protesting against, amongst other things, the fact that Unitarian clergy abuse sucks, and various other injustices, abuses, and hypocrisy. My main focus these days is on clergy abuse, and specifically the fact that the Unitarian Universalist Association has falsely accused me of the criminal act of blasphemous libel in UUA legal bullying that's clearly intended to conceal such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape committed by certain Unitarian Universalist ministers, to say nothing of certain Unitarian Universalist Sunday school teachers, to say nothing of certain Unitarian Universalist lay leaders, such as Richard Buell of First Parish Norwell. That's one of my main focuses, because it's so outrageous that in 21st century Canada, American Unitarians would try to misuse our archaic blasphemy law in legal bullying and tend to hide the worst forms, or some of the worst forms, of Unitarian Universalist clergy sexual abuse. I won't even use the word misconduct in this content